Hey guys, how are you doing? I'm Tyler Coe. I'm very excited about the opportunity with Mississippi State Strength and Conditioning. I myself, I've been an intern at 3 different places. I've learned a ton and I'm kind of ready to take it to the next level. But I'm still really trying to find that place where I can always be learning and always be growing, as well as kind of, getting a little bit more responsibility and putting a little bit more stakes in the game. So the first question, what's your why? Why do you want to be a strength and conditioning coach? I really enjoy the impact I can make on people, not just athletes. And I think a lot of people actually agree with that too. They just don't see it that way. So for example, um, the desired outcome isn't necessarily to have the best athletes or grow the best athletes. But I think if you focus on pouring into people, teaching discipline, accountability, respect, all the things that you can have in a weight room and a strength and conditioning program and train there as well as the body. I think that helps create successful humans, and strong, fast athletes are kind of just a side point of that added bonus. I really like training myself. It's kind of a way for me to explore my passion and share it with other people. And then also it's something that you can always be growing and always be getting better at. And it's kind of that never-ending pursuit of perfection that I really enjoy. Just learning something every day, figuring out how I can apply it with my resources or in my situation. So that's kind of a couple of the points that really draw me into this field. How do you take it upon yourself to continue to grow as a strength and conditioning coach? It pertains to my entire life, not just strength and conditioning, but I believe that a day that you don't learn anything is a day wasted. So I always try to be learning, and whether it's, reading books is something that everyone does, but reading and applying what you learn and not just training manuals. I believe everyone should be looking to read as much as they can, get out of their comfort zone. I take it upon myself to go take free online classes just through different universities, whether it's like marketing, physics, just stuff I'm interested in. I think just growing intellectually and getting comfortable and being uncomfortable translates to, being a coach and learning about the stuff that actually does pertain to me. You never know who you're going to make an impression on, and I kind of pride myself on the fact that I do reach out to a ton of people and try to have meaningful conversations, especially with the COVID situation going on. A lot of people have a lot of free time, so I've been, reaching out and just asking questions, listening to podcasts, reaching out to people about their interviews. My RMU work group from my time at Robert Morris University, we've been doing Wednesday night Zoom meetings with everybody. I actually just got off a Zoom call with Mike Boyle, and he dropped a quote, a Mark Twain quote, saying, "The man who doesn't read has the same strengths as the man who can't read," or something along those lines. And it really kind of hit me like, man, we have a whole world of information out there, and it's really just a matter of us to take advantage of it. And like I said, that getting comfortable being uncomfortable, all these things are intertwined. So like, just because you're super passionate, super interested in something, all your continued education should not be about that one topic. It's great to go in depth, but I believe that getting out of your comfort zone and if I'm a huge Olympic lifting guy, maybe delving into some powerlifting stuff like that. Or if I'm, diehard West Side, maybe looking into like 1x20 and just kind of trying out new things. We're in a field where there really is no one right way to do things. And I think a lot of times coaches try to pigeonhole themselves, and it ends up being our biggest limiting factor. And then teaching others, that's another way that I ensure that I'm growing. You can't really, for a fact, something well if you can teach it to somebody else. And that's something that I try to do, whether it's in my coaching, explaining to athletes why we're doing what we're doing, how we're doing it, why it makes sense for us. When I'm personal training clients on the side, same thing, it improves buy-in. I'm really comfortable with the concepts, and it kind of just helps the athlete know we're all heading the same direction. And I think teaching is something that, a long ways down the road, I would love to be able to teach, and just like I said, share my passion with everyone else. And I think that's also a good way to make sure that you're familiar with the material. I really like that You guys on Instagram, you put out a lot of good content, a lot of research-based stuff. That's stuff that I'm interested in, and that's something that I'm really looking for as well. Figuring out where my next stop is going to be on this journey. What separates me from other applicants for this position, I think my primary objective being developing people, not just athletes, is huge. And I think we all have been guilty of getting caught up in the numbers or, taking credit that's not ours. A lot of our athletes are going to be tremendous athletes no matter what they do. And I think it's important to keep our ego in check as coaches and recognize that we are 1/4 of the preparation that goes into a successful athlete. Like I said, the weight room, I like to use it as a tool because sports aren't forever, and we have more access to these athletes and build relationships with them stronger than, many of their coaches. That was my experience as a college athlete. I've seen it a lot with my athletes that I've worked with before, and I really try to use that as a tool rather than just kind of shirking from that responsibility. And lastly, logos, I'm not a logo chaser. And while Mississippi State is a huge school, really well respected, and I think that's huge. That's an added bonus. I think that finding the right fit is more important than finding the biggest logo you can, and I think that keeping that in mind is going to help me stay true to myself as a coach, and I can fully 100% wholeheartedly say that Mississippi State is somewhere that kind of fits into that for me. Interesting fact about myself, 2 interesting facts, because I couldn't really decide which one I wanted to go with. I had a really bad injury when I was in 7th or 8th grade playing baseball that ended up messing up my foot and ankle pretty bad. I had to have 4 total surgeries, so there were like 3 to initially get it fixed and then 1 to attempt to correct it. But I've had some pretty bad tendon and ligament damage in my foot ever since then. Nothing too bad. I played football, high school and college, but I basically have, 2 toes locked up like this. And so like when I was an athlete, I didn't really think much about it. I just kind of did what I did, what I was asked to do to the best of my ability. But as a coach, looking back on it now, it kind of makes me really think like, what kind of limitations might people have that we don't know about, that they don't know are limitations? And I think exploring that is something that's really interesting for me. It's a topic that I'd like to delve deeper into. And it's just kind of like adapting sessions to the athlete, and not really getting married to my own ways. Second fact, I know for a fact that being a strength and conditioning coach is what I want to do with my life. I actually, around the time COVID started, I had taken a job offer at a really well-known training facility in Chicago, a really well-paying job, a bunch of smart guys, but it just really wasn't doing it for me. I knew for a fact that no matter how much money I was making, I wouldn't be happy unless I was working with teams. And so kind of COVID gave me an opportunity to really see that. And, no matter what it takes, I know where I want to be. I'm going to do what it takes to get there. I just really am hoping that, Mississippi State can be part of that journey. And then furthering my career here at Mississippi State, like I said, you guys are really kind of out in front of, if you think about, who puts out good content, if you had to name a college you want to follow to learn more and know that you're not just picking up heavy weights to do it, and for the accolades that go along with it, Mississippi State would be up there on that list. I really like taking, evidence and science-based approaches to solving problems, and at the end of the day, that's really all strength and conditioning is. It's solving problems. And, it's an internship, but I don't really want to be somewhere where maybe I have a bigger role, like a GA or an assistant coach role, where yes, I do have my own teams, but I want to be somewhere where I'm going to continue to learn and grow, because I know that, I could run teams, I can run teams, I'm confident in myself as a coach, but I know that I have a lot more potential, and right now I'm really concerned with reaching that potential, and I know that the finish line is there. I'm not really in any rush to get there though, so I think Mississippi State would be a great fit, and I'm excited to continue throughout the hiring process. Thanks.